Alrighty, today we are going to do our angles vocabulary for distance learning. So an angle is two rays with a common vertex, and that is an endpoint. We've got four different types of angles. An acute angle. So, boom, an acute angle is like this, and it is less than 90 degrees. I'm going to change my color. A right angle is exactly 90 degrees, and you'll always see that right angle box. An obtuse angle is something like this, common vertex right here, and that is between 90 to 180 degrees. And then a straight angle would be a vertex, and you would have a ray going this direction and a ray going that direction, and that straight angle is 180 degrees. Okay, so those are what your four angles look like. Those would be the pictures, and I just put them right there. A vertex is the point where the two line segments or rays meet to create an angle. Also, if you think about it, it's a corner, right? So we had an acute angle up here. I think this is a good one. So you've got your point A. We've got a ray going that way, a ray going that way. You could call this angle A, and your vertex is right there. That's your vertex. Complementary angles are two angles whose sum is 90 degrees. Typically, with what we're going to see, the two angles are going to be next to each other, so you would have something that maybe looks like this, another ray there, and you're going to have a right angle box, and then you're going to have maybe a line that goes out like this, another ray. So we've got point A, maybe point B, C, and D. And it says the parent equation is angle A plus angle B is 90 degrees. So we would have angle A here and angle B located here. And when you add this angle BAC with angle DAC, they would equal 90 degrees total. So again, your parent equation would be there. For vertical angles, those are two angles on opposite sides of two intersecting lines. So if you think about it, two intersecting lines, I've got a line here, I've got another line there, and they intersect at this point, and they make four angles. I'll label the angles A, B, C, and D. And the opposite angles are congruent. So in this one, and it says the parent equation is angle A equals angle B. In this case, it's going to equal angle C. So A would equal, I'll go D equals B, and I'm going to try and keep the colors. That's why I'm doing it. And A equals C because they are opposites. And those are vertical angles. Adjacent angles are two angles that are next to each other. The parent equation, angle A plus angle B plus angle C equals 360. So for the pictures that we're going to see, adjacent angles, they just mean they're next to each other. So we've got one angle here, we've got a second angle here, and then we've got this big third angle right here. So this would be angle A, this would be angle B, and this thing over here would be angle C. So you would get A plus B plus C equals 360, and the reason why it's 360 is because if you were to connect all of these, it would form the shape of a circle. Supplementary, and I am going quick, but you can pause the computer. Supplementary, two angles whose sum is 180 degrees. They do not have to be adjacent. You could just have two random angles, right? You could have an angle like this, and then you could have an angle like this. Boom. And if you'll notice, they're almost 180 degrees. They are not connected. But a linear pair is adjacent and supplementary, right? So on this one, let's say that this was 80 degrees and this one would be 110 degrees because, no, excuse me, 100 degrees. And when you add them together, 100 plus 80, they would equal 180. Excuse me. Sorry about that. For a linear pair, they are adjacent, which means they're next to each other, kind of like this, and supplementary. You're usually going to see the picture for a linear pair looks something like this. You have your straight line and then a ray that's going to come out. And you would have angle A and angle B, and your parent equation would be A plus B equals 180. And again, 180 is a half a circle, and that's why it's there, because your straight line is that straight angle. And the straight angle is the one we talked about earlier up top, and we have it down here. A straight angle is one angle that has a measurement of 180 degrees. Boom. Maybe we have our vertex of A right there, but it is 180 degrees. So though that is a quick definition, picture, combination, why don't you go back and pause them and use them as we move forward with our angles during our distance learning. And if we're using this after distance learning, you could use it then. Thanks and have a great day.